here we are. I'm wearing my Garrison Brothers shirt. I got my Garrison Brothers bottles. And we're pretty much just going to talk Garrison Brothers. With one caveat at the end of the live, I am going to offer y'all a little something special on an allocated bottle. Some of you guys are going to be excited about it. Some of you are going to go, man, I already got those. But I just got something that come up and we were able to get a little deal on it. And I wanted to offer it to you guys just kind of at the end. So stick around at the end of the live. We're only going to go about an hour max. And I'm going to give you a discount code and tell you what it is. And you can just go and get it. Look at Tom coming in. Yes, sound and video are good. Mrs. Whiskey Bond, did you want to check in there and say hello? How's your microphone?
Oh, sorry.
Little sound
check.
We'll see. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Yeah, so we are going to, a little bit off the cuff, but with the release of the new Sonora, I wanted to make a big deal about it. We were lucky enough to get it early on now, and I really think this new Sonora is going to be a big deal. Not just if you're a Garrison Brothers fan, but just in general, because it is such a departure from what they normally do. And I got to tell you, spoiler alert, because I haven't posted the review yet, it's really freaking good. What's up, Rick? Checking in. So I've literally got pretty much everything. The only thing I don't have is the high rye, which still eludes me. The high rye. That hasn't been made since 2012.
I've never even seen it.
It's the bright green one. They go for
No, I've
crazy
seen
money.
the bottle, yeah, but I haven't seen it in the wild.
If anybody ever sees a high rye in the wild that's not a crazy price someplace, please. It's the only one I don't have. I really would like to get that. And I'm just realizing, too, that the back of my bottle is signed by Nancy and somebody else.
Well, it's probably by Samantha, right?
Donis? It looks like Donis' signature. Yeah. No Samantha signatures yet. Okay, so the big deal about the Sonora is that Garrison Brothers basically has used the exact same mash bill. And what did you want me to pour you while I was?
The Sonora.
Oh, you got a little Sonora. Okay, so gloop, gloop, gloop. We're just going to pop right into it. Joanna's just going to go straight for the Sonora. Big fan of Sonora, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So, some of the boys will be over here hanging out. We're going to have some of the guys stop by. Is that enough?
Yeah.
Here in a little bit, and they'll be able to try some of it. So some of you guys that are watching this right now will get a chance to try this.
What, like tonight?
No, not tonight. Not
Oh.
tonight. Before the actually officially
Wait,
release.
what?
So the official release is on the 18th. They're going to release it on the 18th to the public. We were lucky enough. I got a few questions. We got a really early bottle. Like, nobody really has this. So I was really, really honored and surprised and excited to be able to get an early bottle of it because, like I said, I think it's going to be a really big deal. And it's going to be a big deal because, as I was saying, Garrison Brothers, since I've got the old vintage bottle here, has always used this wheated mash bill. They don't really do rye. It's a very specific flavor profile. It's a very specific thing with that kind of wheated Texas funk that people love or hate. I'm going to drop a poll here pretty quick, kind of see what your guys' favorites are. But they haven't really deviated from that. They double barrel it. They finish it. They put it in different barrels. They release it at cast strength. They do all this crazy stuff. But they never really deviate a lot from that, with the one exception of in 2012, they did do a rye, the high rye. It's one of the rarest ones that they've ever done, and one of the hardest ones to find. And I think the squirrel over here said you can never get one for less than $5,000, which I'm not doing.
Jeez.
By the way, I'm telling you, there's a bottle out there somewhere sitting on a shelf in some store. They don't know what it is, and it's just shoved in there, and it's getting all dusty. It's shoved behind some old, small batches or something. It's out there.
But $5,000? Come on.
It's just rare. Been 14 years. So 14 years or 12 years later here, 13 years later, my math is terrible. What's up, Devin? 13 years later, they're now releasing Sonora. The reason that is significant is they actually take their standard bourbon after aging it for 4 years, which makes it a small batch, and they put it in rye barrels for 3 years. So not only do you have a 7-year-old Garrison Brothers, which is, they don't do a lot of that old. That's pretty old for Garrison Brothers stuff. But it has a lot of rye properties. Mm-hmm. It's got a lot of rye properties. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit, which makes it...
The spice level is definitely there.
It is a lot different than anything else by Garrison Brothers. I've rubbed off the date on mine. Hopefully they're going to keep making this so that I haven't destroyed a collector's bottle here. I had to open it. I had to. I was so excited about this one. I have my notes over here as far as the dates and all this stuff, so I don't mess this up. So 108 proof, about $150, so not inexpensive. I don't know what. Sometimes Mike's humor is he's too smart for me sometimes. So the biggest thing about this is if you're a Garrison Brothers fan, that Texas funk, that weeded mashed bill Texas funk that I really like and appreciate that not everybody really loves, only really comes in on the beginning of the nose, and then it kind of just becomes part of the story. It's not the forefront thing like it is in a lot of other stuff, and it has a ton of rye character, which I
Mhm.
thought which was really freaking cool. A lot of spiciness to it, a lot of notes, and I made some notes over here on my thing like rye spice notes and gingerbread, black tea and pepper, cinnamon, some notes that you just really don't normally get on Garrison Brothers. What do you
Yeah,
think? What are you
I
getting?
agree with you on the black tea. Yeah, I mean, for me, you know what I called it.
What'd you call it?
I said it was the red. What was they? What are they called? Red
Hot
hots?
tamales.
Hot tamales.
Yeah, candy hot tamales. Which you're not wrong. I mean, it's definitely got a lot of cinnamon to it. Um, Anchorman. Sorry, but it's like I'm trying to talk and read and stuff at the same time, so it's sometimes hard for me to keep up with your guys' comments. You'll have to forgive that. And I'm also trying to turn the air conditioner on because it's already getting hot in here. Uh-oh. Can I do that while we're talking? Watch this, I'll do it like this. Alexa, set the thermostat to cool. I love technology. Even though it's gonna make us all slaves one day. Oops, talking to me twice. So you guys, when this comes out, if you're a Garrison Brothers fan, and $159 I think is no big deal to stroke that, definitely buy it. There's not going to be a ton of it. There's 30 barrels, but I think they're going to release it on the regular. I just think the reception to this is going to be really strong. I think people are really going to like it. I know everybody that likes Garrison Brothers is going to like it. I'm absolutely sure of that. But I do think there's some people that weren't really fans of Garrison Brothers necessarily are going to come around to this bottle, I think. Right. So I want to drop a poll in the chat for those of you that are fans of Garrison Brothers. What is your favorite Garrison Brothers release? Now I couldn't put everything in there; it only gives me 4 choices, so I went ahead and went with the big ones, with the big. So they've got their standard small batch. I didn't put that in there. But the Guadalupe, the Balmore, the Ladybird, and the Cowboy. I didn't put Laguna Madre in there either, even though it's a fantastic bottle. It's really, really good from them. But it's $350. It's very expensive, very hard to get, very limited. And I'm not sure that all of you have tried that. Obviously, I didn't put Sonora in there because I haven't tried it. And I didn't put Single Barrel in there because they vary so much.
I actually got to make a confession.
What's that?
I think Ladybird has taken the #1 spot for me. Used to be Cowboy,
Yeah.
but I think I'm more partial to Ladybird now.
So let's do this. I'm gonna pour you a little bit of Ladybird, and I want to put it in juxtaposition with the how's that for a fancy word, Mike? As we're doing the Cowboys coming in strong there. Pour a little bit of the Ladybird compared to the Sonora because Ladybird has kind of been my favorite too. It's the one I have the most bottles of. I just appreciate it because it's so different than everything else. There's nothing else that you will taste like Ladybird. But I'm not so sure that the Sonora isn't going to become my new favorite. Just because it offers so much. There's so much going on in it. See, Ladybird, man. So Ladybird, if you don't know, is the small batch. You guys noticed I was wearing my Garrison Brothers shirt. It's the only Garrison Brothers shirt I have. So if anybody from Garrison Brothers sees this and would like to send me some more shirts, that'd be dope. I mean, we are doing a whole live dedicated to Garrison Brothers. I think a shirt would be a small concession to make. Cowboys just.
I don't see Diana on the live, so.
Nah, that's okay. The crazy thing. What's up, Colby? The crazy thing about Ladybird starts as a small batch, and then they infuse it with honey, so they like honeydew. But then they put it in cognac barrels, and it is at 114 proof. So obviously it's higher proof than honeydew. And still, one of the best things I've had from Garrison Brothers was that cast strength honeydew we had at like 130 something proof. I did not. That's amazing, really fantastic. So much better than bottle strength, my opinion. But Ladybird has got this amazing cognac finish, and I love cognac finishes. And the flavor is so bold on Ladybird that you just almost can't drink anything after it.
Yeah, that's a favorite now. I used to be like Cowboy all the way, and now I'm like Ladybird.
I mean, it's just wild because the fruit notes and the honeycomb just kind of make this whole feeling of spring, just bright fruit and floral, and it just really is an amazing thing. I'm in Texas and forgot about Garrison. I get one of the major beefs about Garrison Brothers is the price point. They are not inexpensive by any means. If you're talking about $80, I think, for an entry level. Now, the small batch, even the small batch is vintage, so every year it's different. And a true small batch with Donis out there actually picking them and doing an amazing job. I like the small batch a lot, but it is a very specific flavor profile, and it's very expensive. I mean, these bottles go, most of them go 150, 180, 200, 250, 350. I mean, they really get expensive. It's a lot. So it costs a lot of money to put them little fancy medals on them. So
Well, they employ a lot of people too. A lot of it is done by hand. So I get them wanting to pay everybody a good earning,
and it's what they do.
Yeah.
They're not trying to. If I can get this cowboy bourbon bottle, there it is. Yeah, we'll see 159. I'm talking about the. They're not trying to be a shelf value. That's just not what they're doing. They're trying to offer a premium, high end.
Well, yeah, and like I said, when we were there, and we've gone there a couple times now, I just like the way that they take care of their employees. The people have been there years and years and years working for them. So obviously it's a good operation. It's a good employer to be a part of their facilities and stuff. But
sure, and
you have to pay people. So
I made that comment, and there were some naysayers on that. That kind of wanted to push back against that. But I can tell you, after being there, everybody that's working there is super happy to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can absolutely tell. So there's something to be said, I know that's, Nancy is a very good storyteller. She's very good at weaving a story and painting a picture, and she romanticizes things really, really well. But I'm also really skeptical about things, so I was keeping my eyes open and watching everybody, and everybody was really happy to be there. So every time we've been there, you see a lot of the same people. So they're there and they're having a good time, and so
yeah, because we went a year apart, and it was all the same folks that we saw the year prior.
Same attitude.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool. So it looks like Cowboy's coming in at 42%, followed by Ladybird at 32%. So here's Cowboy. I'll give you a little Cowboy, Bubba. So I love Cowboy bourbon a lot, but Cowboy bourbon is one of those ones that, because it is such a kick in the teeth, I mean, Cowboy is the perfect name for it. It's just American, Texas, ranch hand, hard, badass, bold. But you're not going to sit and drink a whole hell of a lot of it unless you're Javi at Mike's house, and then you just go 3-finger pour and just go hard. Just screw it. Because Javi is no average man. See, he's not here today. So it looks like the Cowboy bourbon is going to take that poll at 42%.
Ah, damn it.
So are you going to agree with the poll?
I don't know.
Ah!
They're okay. Ladybird and Cowboy are neck and neck for me. Dang it.
So
I forget how good it is.
It's extremely good. So Chaz is making the comment, I think it's an acquired taste. I'm gonna agree with that with a caveat, because I think if you go into Garrison Brothers and you go into small batch, you go into Honeydew, I think you're gonna get some division as to people that like it or not. But if you taste Cowboy, if you're a bourbon drinker and you taste Cowboy, I mean, unless you just don't like punchy, I've heard some people say that the oak is too strong, but you're sensitive to oak, and
yeah, I usually don't like oaky stuff
because Cowboy's not super old. I mean, it's not like it's 10 years in there.
I think, I don't know that it's oak. There's like a bitter note to it, but for me, it's well balanced with the other stuff where that's not the thing that stands out. So it's like a good, when you like in a recipe, if you have all the ingredients and they all work together and balance each other out, and you're not putting in too much sugar or too much salt or whatever, it all
balanced.
It's harmonious
100%.
And it works.
It's like anytime you use curry.
Yeah, so sometimes you need a little bitterness to kind of, blend with the sweetness of the bourbon or whatever. So I actually appreciate it for that.
That's extremely well said. I love it when you say stuff because you're not coming from a whiskey geek's perspective, but that's exactly right. That's what's so amazing about Cowboy is it's so big. There's so much flavor. It is absolutely palate coating. Like, it's really, really bold, but it does balance out. I mean, you can take a tiny sip of it and get, even now it just lingers with it. There's some char notes and some wood, but there's also a lot of sweet, caramelly, sweet sugar notes. I mean, it's just really is something to drink. I think I still got to go. That we were just voting on this. It looks like Ladybird came in second, but I tend to lean Ladybird. Somebody's asking what we have on Bottom Bottle Shop. So there is some Garrison Brothers in Bottom Bottle Shop, but it's difficult. And without getting too far into the weeds, Garrison Brothers has a particular agreement with a partner for retail sales that conflicts a little bit with what we do. So it can be a little tricky sometimes. Like I'm trying to get some Sonora. We may or may not be able to do it. So what's up, Tap? What's going on? So hard to say.
Someone specifically asked about
Colby, you
Lady
shut
Bird.
your mouth, Colby. You shut your mouth. You go look at that yourself. You mother. You're not allowed to come into the live stream and then tell people to go to a different live stream, Colby. I will ban you. I will ban you. Tap and Colby, you guys are welcome to go do your thing because you guys are pushing your own stuff. I already understand that we conflict with Masher and Drum every week, okay? We've talked about changing the day.
Wow,
because
Colby
of this.
pulling away
I
our
know,
audience.
Colby, the dick.
Yikes.
Hey, Colby, could you just text him? I know you got his cell phone number. I wonder what picture comes up when Colby calls Tap or Tap calls Colby. It's probably not appropriate for the group, I would imagine. It's probably something you wouldn't want to put out there. Colby, go promote your bottle, brother. I'm gonna be mad at you. Come back when you're done. Yeah, that's pretty cool if they're doing your thing. I will give Colby this. I shouldn't because if he's leaving, they're getting ready to release on BottomBottleShop.com their short barrel. It is an OZ Tyler short barrel that they're going to do in a bundle with the Still Austin Kitsap whiskey, which is a fantastic bottle on its own. Javi in the house. Look at Javi getting some love. Javi, you just missed. We were talking about how you don't drink a whole lot of cowboy bourbon unless you're you for some reason. So I don't.
Unless you're at Mike's house.
Unless you're at Mike's house with Mike pouring. I do like the Ladybird a lot, only because it's just so unique. I love cognac finishes, but the combination of that Garrison Brothers weeded funk with the honeycomb and the cognac is just there's just nothing like it. And I challenge somebody to try and come up with it. I'm gonna go back to
it. Really is good.
I don't know that. So here's the difference with Sonora. If you guys have questions, please put it in the chat. We can talk about things other than Garrison Brothers, but Sonora is not just a good Garrison Brothers bottle, it's a good bottle of bourbon. I mean, it is bold. It is a little off profile for Garrison Brothers, but there's enough familiarity there that if you're a Garrison Brothers fan, you're going to like it. But I cannot wait to pour this for somebody that is not a fan of Garrison Brothers and see what they think. I mean, you're not a giant fan of Garrison Brothers. You don't like everything that they do.
Me?
Yeah. Like, you're not really a fan of small batch. You don't really like honeydew.
No. Honeydew is just not my jam. It wasn't from the beginning. I tried it again, and it's just not. The flavor profile of that, it doesn't agree with me. So
I don't have a honeydew.
We had one.
It's in the back.
Okay.
It's in the back of the Garrison Brothers shelf. So it might be. I overpoured accidentally. No. Listen, if any man can handle it, Javi can handle it. He's no ordinary man. Oh, geez, Colby's he's too streaming it. So, other than you guys knowing, yeah, Jeff. Other than you guys knowing, knowing now that you guys prefer cowboy bourbon and then Ladybird second. I mean, what is your guys' favorite thing about Garrison Brothers? Do you not like Garrison Brothers? Is it the specificity of the flavor profile that's just gets you? I don't want to show you guys what you're doing. I love my.
And it is very specific because, like, when I take a sip of any Garrison Brothers, I know it's Garrison Brothers.
Yeah, and I think that's
they're very different.
Yeah, they are very different. Especially if you're getting into. I think it would be hard to peg Laguna Madre. I'm gonna pour just a little bit of Laguna Madre to top us off here. We cross our streams. Guessing it's honey finished. You're talking about the honeydew. No, Chaz. They actually infuse honey, bee pollen, bee honey. Yeah. So they actually take like honeycomb bee honey and actually infuse it into the whiskey. So it's actually added. Yeah, infused with honey and
The
finished
propolis?
honey.
Is that what
No
you mean?
honey,
Oh.
but I think they take it. I think they probably use it. I just get such a honeycomb sense on it rather than just honey, because honeycomb is more earthy, and honey is tends to be a lot more sweet, just sweet by itself. They don't get that earthy. If you eat like eating honeycomb, very earthy, and I get a little of that with
Hmm.
the honeydew or
I'd have
with
to
the.
try it again. I don't, because I've had honey related bourbons before and I enjoyed them, but for some reason there's something on the honeydew that.
Well, I think that's part of what it is. Is the honeydew unlike any other? And I remember I did the whole video with the honey board. We did all those honey
Mm-hmm.
whiskeys and bourbons and stuff. They all share that sense of honey, like the honey you get in a bear. But this one has a honey like honeycomb. Like I pulled it out of the hive. I broke it up with the honey and the comb, and I put it in the damn barrel. That's the sense that it gets to
Mm.
me. Garrison is a bold whiskey. I like it a lot, but I have to be in the mood for it. Tom, that's a good. See, Chaz, I struggle with the Texas funk. Um, man, our Laguna Madre is just a different animal. 8 years old, not a lot of the funk. Those limousine barrels just changed the game. Try that. It still has some of that Texas. I think that Texas funk is really in the palate of everything except for the Sonora for me. Yeah, so Aaron brings up the other big deal. The prices have really put me off. I understand the business aspect, but since I'm still fairly early in the whiskey journey, it's a bit off-putting, and that's totally fair, man. That is totally fair to say, Aaron. I'm glad you brought that up. That is one of the things that holds people back in Garrison Brothers. It is expensive. It's an expensive dice roll. What do you think?
I like it. I just,
Mhm.
for me and the price point, it's not, I don't want to say it's not special enough because that's not it. It's too mellow
Mm.
or too just easy. I don't know. I don't know how to describe
So
what I'm.
the one thing, Devin, I think you'll like Sonora. We'll find out. I think the one thing that I like about Laguna Madre is unlike anything else from Garrison Brothers, it's subtle. Laguna Madre is subtle. And I think
Very.
I think I've said that before. To really appreciate Laguna Madre, you have to kind of sit with it. You sip it a little, you let it simmer a little bit, you think on a little bit, drink whiskey like Mike drinks whiskey. And it just the complexity of it and how beautiful it is, how delicate it is, but still flavorful, especially for a Garrison Brothers, is what I think is really special about it. Now, the price is really tough to justify.
Yeah.
Really tough
Well,
to justify. What's up, Queasy?
and I think it flows along the lines or the sentiment of Irish because that's how
Hmm.
Irish is to me. It's very just mellow and easy and like it, there's nuances, but they're very understated, you know?
Yeah.
So for me, I like big, bold, lots of flavor. So to me, for the price point, it just wouldn't be something
Mm.
that I would personally reach for
I,
because it, like I said, it's, and I'm not comparing it to Irish, like it tastes like Irish. No,
no,
it's
no, no,
just
no.
the nuance
I
of
think
it
it's a, I
is.
think it's a good I think it's a good comparison of how it sits in the Garrison Brothers lineup. So in the Garrison Brothers lineup, it is the most subtly complex,
Yes.
like an Irish would be by comparison. Now, if you put this in a blind, Laguna Madre in a blind with a lot of other stuff, it's not going to seem subtle.
Right.
But for a Garrison Brothers, it is. It's delicate. It's subtle. It's complex.
Mhm.
It's actually a really beautiful. What's up, Queasy? Nice to see you, even if it's just for a minute, man. I still lost it from Texas. Yeah. So Chaz, one of the things that we hear a lot is what you should try if you're trying Texas bourbon or Texas whiskey. Now, the Texas whiskey has become a very wide definition. I don't think you can necessarily define Texas whiskey other than Texas whiskey changes. Texas terroir, Texas weather changes the way that whiskey ages. But just like they vary a ton in Kentucky, they vary a ton in Texas, and they go from something like a My Lemon Green or a Still Austin that can be very subtle and easy. Some of the nicest, most delicate, the new My Lemon Green that just came out, I haven't dropped a review on yet, but we shot. is subtle and easy. It is a fantastic beginner's whiskey. What's that bottle right there? The one in the middle there, in front of you there. Sorry, here, let me take you off the camera while you're ducking down there. Okay, so provisions. Provisions is the new My Lemon Green entry level bottle. I haven't done the review on this yet, but short version. This is an extremely good beginner's whiskey. It's so easy to drink that it could be dangerous. Really, really approachable. Okay, I think Texas whiskey ranges from this to cowboy bourbon and everything in between, because it's really hard to define Texas whiskey. And Still Austin does do a wonderful job, but they do not, with the slow water reduction and such, they do not lean into that Texas terroir, that Texas climate that can cause bourbons to turn out like Garrison Brothers, and Garrison Brothers does lean into it. So I just think it depends on what you're trying to do. But I think as you explore into Texas whiskey more, I really do think you need to work your way up into Garrison Brothers, and I think you will appreciate it for what it is. Now, whether you really become a fan of Garrison Brothers and you have a whole bunch of Garrison Brothers or not, I think that has to do with two things. One, your ability to spend the kind of money that it takes to get a whole bunch of Garrison Brothers. It's very expensive. I think we saw, was he Guadalupe for was it, the Balmoral we saw just for over $200 recently.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a lot of money for a bottle of whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. And the other thing is your palate. Maybe you don't like it. You just may not like it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that if you just don't like it. Queasy says, I'm from Texas. If we're talking Texas, Still Austin is running the show. Never tried any Garrison, but heard too much bad stuff to spend the money on it. Yeah. Jeff says, first Texas whiskey I had was TX whiskey. There's a lot of whiskey in Texas. And Queasy, I hear you, brother. I hear you for sure. And Garrison Brothers, I always tell people when they talk about, well, what should I do for Garrison Brothers? Find a bar and find a pour.
Yeah.
That's what I think you should do. Or find somebody like myself, if you're in the Sacramento area, and take a sample bottle. That's the way to do it. But eventually I'll talk Garrison Brothers. Yeah, Queasy, listen, if you're in Texas, they got lots of bars with Garrison Brothers. Find yourself a bar with Garrison Brothers. Small batch makes an incredible old fashioned. I mean, you get a bartender that knows what they're doing. Small batch makes a really badass old fashioned. Mm-hmm. But try it. Just see what you think about it. I mean, like I said, I've become a fan, and I think this new Sonora is going to make some fans out of you. I'm probably going to get to the point where I say, if you've never had Garrison Brothers and you want to buy a bottle of Garrison Brothers, Sonora may be the place to start, if not for the price point. These bottles were all like 25% less expensive. What are you thinking?
Oh, I really like it.
And that Sonora, there is that little bit of sense of that weeded bourbon Texas feel to it, but it's just got a lot more than that. And it really does push down that Texas a little bit.
It does. I was just thinking, and I don't know, I'm going to have to taste them side by side. But that bourbon I picked up from Frey Ranch, I'm getting a similar vibe.
Okay.
With
the
this.
cast strength bourbon?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have to...
Interesting.
Side by side them.
It's interesting how much rye profile is in this bottle for not actually being a rye whiskey, for being in, but it's sat in the rye barrel for 3 years. It's a long time. 7 years is a long time to age. For this to not be over oaked is pretty wild. I'm not sure where they put these barrels, but I've been there. It's hot as shit. Queasy says, Bruce says it tastes like a used baseball glove.
Yikes.
Look, I'm not going to argue with people that don't like Garrison Brothers, because I definitely get it. I mean, I get it why it would repel certain people. It's a specific flavor profile. And
yeah.
When people say Texas funk, I think Garrison Brothers. Because they lean into that weeded, heavy Texas heat. But that's what I love about it.
Well, like I said, for me, it's that's that... I guess that funk, when I taste it, that's why I immediately go, oh, Garrison Brothers, that's what I'm drinking. It's like you can tell right off the bat.
Yeah, it'd be hard to mistake a Garrison Brothers for something else. I mean, I would almost bet that you couldn't pour a blind pour of Garrison Brothers for me, and I wouldn't know it was Garrison Brothers.
Yeah. It'd
be pretty hard to.
Oh, we should do that.
So Squirrel's asking, it's funny, Squirrel's asking, we should do that. Squirrel is asking an interesting question that I do, I conjecture a little bit on in my review that I haven't posted yet, but he says, whose rye barrels did Garrison Brothers use to finish the bourbon? So I did a lot of research on this, and a little bit of a spoiler alert, because I don't know if it'll end up in the video or not. By the time we editing it, make it cut. But so I was able to do, based on 53 gallons And there was some information that was actually leaked that they were 12-year-old rye barrels. Okay, so some of the guys are gonna know. Some of the guys are gonna know this. What's up, Raleigh Hughes? Speaking of still Austin, 53-gallon, 12-year-old rye barrels narrows it down a lot. There's not a whole lot of places where you can buy used 12-year-old rye 53-gallon barrels. So MGP, Willet, and Buffalo Trace.
Mm.
So obviously, I'm going to guess MGP, Ross and Squibb. But when I did a little bit of research on it, that's the most expensive barrel. And it's not like Garrison Brothers is afraid to spend money on barrels. They spent 10 grand on each of the limousine oak barrels. So not afraid to. So I would probably, if I had to bet, I would probably put my money on MGP. But it very easily could have been Buffalo Trace
Wait, you can't
barrels.
just call up Dan and ask him?
I could call. It's funny. I should call. Not, it wouldn't be Dan. It'd be
Adonis?
no, the marketing guy. Dang it, why am I blanking right now?
Oh.
It's been a long day today. Have y'all had the red corn from Still Austin? Yes. Listen, Queasy, I will tell you this, and it's just funny to say this wearing a Garrison Brothers shirt and with all these Garrison Brother bottles on the table, but this is not a paid advertisement, so I can do whatever I want to. Still Austin crushes it.
Mm-hmm.
They do a really great job. I've never had anything from Still Austin that wasn't good. Since Raleigh's in the room. Okay, I'm just joking. No, it's really, it really is really fantastic. All of their bottle and bond stuff, blue corn, red corn, high rye, the straight bourbon, they're all really, really fantastic. I'm a big fan.
Blend that we did.
Yeah, the blend that
Colby.
we did. The Kitsap, screw them guys at that other whiskey channel right now. The Kitsap Whiskey Society cask strength rye that you can get in the shop right now absolutely is fantastic. It's like Sonora in that it's just a little off profile for Still Austin, but familiar and complex and incredibly delicious and not expensive. It's actually really good. What's up, Flippin' Jedi? Don't have to hold back for me, but I love the love. Hey, you know me. I call them how I see it, man. I call them how I see it.
Chaz says he would answer, they love you.
Yeah, I do feel the love from Garrison Brothers. They're really, really, really dope people. I can't wait to go back again. Or Still Austin. And I will tell you this. I do have more Still Austin bottles than I have Garrison Brothers bottles. But I think there are more Still Austin bottles than Garrison Brothers bottles. There's a lot of
I think they
Still
put
Austin.
out, quite
Good
a bit.
Lord, they put out a lot of stuff. And I will tell you, Tanninger is a really incredible bottle of whiskey. That was a really fantastic bottle of whiskey. I've never had a bad one for them. Is anyone going to the Redwood Empire vertical tastings on Mare Island, California, or at select stores in Florida? Boy, there's a segue. There's a sideways. We're not here to talk about red. I wish I could go. I got stuff to do. But I will tell you, in a little booze news, in a little unrelated booze news, I did find out what was going on with the tubes. I don't know if you guys paid attention or not, but in the video, you paid attention.
I saw him right away, and I'm like, where can we get the tubes?
So Lauren Patz was teasing the tasting of the new Batch 5 Bottle and Bond, the Grizzly Beast, and the Rocket Top. And there were tubes, tater tubes. And I'm going to take a minute and take some credit for this. Okay? And this is foolish of me, but I'm going to take some credit for this.
Shocker.
Hercule, I'm not a vet, sir. We're just supporting the veterans. Big time veteran supporter here. My family's all military. I just didn't end up going that way. But he was asking about the shirt. But if you served, we appreciate your service a great deal. It is the most important thing that you can do for the country. Yeah, absolutely. Cheers to that. Well, cheers.
Yeah.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
So, coincidentally, I got a Still Austin Cast Strength Bourbon in today. BottomBottleshop.com delivery. Thanks, Sean. Sean's a good dude. Sean helped us pick out the Joseph Magnus single barrel. That's going to be a
yes.
Oh God.
Wait, is Sean the one picking up the barrel?
No. Sean is that is Ben. I'm so bad with names. I'm trying hard. No, Sean was there.
I'm quizzing him right now.
Yeah, please don't do that. So we're back to we're getting off track. Back to the Redwood Empire thing. So the tubes that were in the video with Lauren, I reached out. All of the bottled and bond, our batch 5 are going to come with the tubes. There's going to be a standard thing. You're welcome. I made such a big deal about those damn tater tubes. I want to feel like I can get some credit. I bugged them about the tubes. I asked for the tubes.
They came back with the tubes.
They sent the tubes. But
I think they look like they're metal.
To
right?
Elliot,
They're
they're glossy. I don't know. I got to get a little more information because because I don't know if I'm spoiling something here right now, but I don't think so. It seemed like it was public information. They're going to come with tubes, and they're going to redesign them every year. So there you go.
Aw,
One more
damn it.
damn thing to collect.
Now we have to
Sons
collect
of
them all.
bitches. Yeah. Oh, hey, Colby, congratulations. They said they had a great review. Well, get out there and buy them damn bottles. There's a lots of them. So where are we at on time? Bingo. Yeah, so I like to think that I had something to do with that because of the tater tube craziness. Someone did tell me that they saw some of the standard tater tubes that we gave away that you can't see in my camera right now, on a shelf someplace.
They're
In the
what?
store. Someone told me when I talked about tater tubes online, they said that they actually saw recently, like in the last month, some of the standard offering tubes, the ones we gave away, on a shelf someplace. They're still out there somewhere.
Oh.
They haven't made them in a long time, but what tubes are you talking about? I can't reach them right now. The Redwood Empire tubes, the tater tubes. Yeah, I can't. It's a mess to reach them right now. So you're gonna have to just believe me about that one. You have to look at my content. Look at on Instagram.
You could reach the blue one.
I did post
probably,
something.
without
we're not.
knocking
That's just gonna be
anything
a
off.
terrible live moment. Plus, I'm not wearing pants. I can't get up and. Can't get up.
Oh yeah,
That'd
there's
be
that.
terrible. I'm wearing pants. It's a joke.
Oh,
So I do want to tell you guys. Not William 6, I believe. A lot of cool things coming. We do have before we do but we're gonna cut this just a little short, I think. Before we do the allocated bottle giveaway discount code, we're gonna do that. What's that?
nothing.
What are you laughing about? My pantsless joke? Somebody's got to keep me on track. The Frey Ranch bottles, cast strength rise, are getting bottled. That's exciting.
Can't
chicken-
wait.
the chicken
I'm
cock's
down
getting
to one bottle.
Yeah, the chicken cock is getting bottled. The Redwood Empire will not be here till next month. We figure that out.
Okay.
Colby's OZ Tyler Short Barrel will be releasing this month. We do have the two rare characters we picked in Vegas will not be here this month. They will not be here this month. So a lot of things come. The Joseph Magnus has been bottled. So the Joseph Magnus might make it this month. We might make it this month.
Wait.
What?
Rare character.
So
Nobody knows the art yet, right?
Nobody knows the art.
So they'll once they're out, that's when everybody will see it.
The art's nutballs.
It's so good.
Okay, so
You're gonna want a bottle or two,
Oh man,
possibly three.
and listen. This is a serious comment. I am pushing the limits. You are not supposed to use likenesses of other things that exist. And I took some things that are going to be pretty obviously likenesses of other things that exist and changed them, I think, enough to get away with it. And it seems that we've gotten away with it. You guys, the rare character labels are freaking as amazing.
If you have the first one, you'll kind of see a theme going with the second and the third.
Yeah.
So you'll want, I think, all
Right.
of them to have a little collection going.
Yeah.
but-
So our original release, and I can just. So our original rare character release, and I think this one was a little more subtle. So this one is actually, it's a picture of me sitting at a card table in a tuxedo, but it's actually a James Bond scene. So there's your hint. It's actually a Sean Connery Bond scene movie. I changed it up enough that it was no problem. Nobody really, not too many people recognized it. So we're kind of sticking. There's some continuity. It's not James Bond, but there's some continuity there. And it's going to be really great for the people that help me pick one of it. Y'all ready for the market to crash? The bourbon market or the stock market? I don't believe either are happening, to be honest. Yeah, the first one's
Sean
gonna
says that first one is one of his top 5.
Did you have me sign a release? Sue away, sir. There's nothing to get except for whiskey,
Yeah.
and they're all open. So if you want to sue me for half open bottles of whiskey, do your worst.
We'll just give them to you, Michael.
Yeah, there you go. We'll settle out of court. I'll just pour you some bourbon. Mr. Gorgonzola, Zalo, Mr. Gonzalo 05.
Gorgonzola? Did you call him a cheese?
Sorry, buddy.
Yay.
The big cheese. I don't think the bourbon market is going to crash. I think it's correcting itself. I've been saying that. I'm going to continue to say that. I think it's correcting itself. And this is going to tie into the thing that I'm going to tell you guys about. The little special deal I'm going to tell you about here in a few minutes actually ties into this. We're going to see these distilleries get really creative. I think we're going to see a lot more really cool releases. We're going to see some price easing. I think we're going to see some availability increases. But we're not going to see Buffalo Trace Antique at MSRP sitting on shelves, which I think would be a crash. I think if it was going to crash, we would start to see all of the things that we all really, really want sitting on shelves at MSRP, and the MSRP is coming down. I'll get a King of Kentucky for MSRP because it's just going to sit on the shelf. That is not happening. It really is not happening.
Yeah.
And I can tell you by the Wild Turkey Master's Keep, the just released Beacon, I'm still trying to get us some. The Wild Turkey Master's Keep Beacon is a $300 bottle of Wild Turkey. Now, they're great. $300 is a lot of money. Those mothers sold out.
Wow.
They sold out. So, I think Mr. Gorgonzola... Sorry, buddy. I read it super fast. It comes out with what it comes out with. Big cheese. There's definitely a hard correction going on, but unless something really dramatic happens, like World War III or something, we're not going to see a crash in the bourbon market. There's going to be some contraction. You're going to see some small NDPs, I think, go out of business. We're already seeing some restructuring, but we're seeing Westward just came out of bankruptcy. Westward went into bankruptcy, came out of bankruptcy. They're releasing some stuff. I think we're going to see this, the Uncle Nearest. I think we're going to see them sell off their cognac stuff. They're going to settle some things down. They're not going to disappear.
Any updates on that?
Nah, not really. There's some conjecture about what's going on. They're going to sell these things that they bought that they shouldn't have bought. But I think they're going to restructure and probably come out in one piece. Maybe somebody will buy part of them. I did think that it could be hard. It could be possible that somebody actually buys out the whole thing, but to me, it seems like it's probably more likely you might get a big distillery investing by buying a piece of it. That could happen still, but it's really not hard correction. He said, haha, you said hard correction. So we will see. I have posted a couple things already. Things like your Weller Special Reserve, your Blanton, your Eagle Rare, your E.H. Taylor we're seeing that pop up a lot more, and they're available. Now, I haven't seen shelves and shelves full of them. Not selling at all. I haven't seen that happen. The prices have kind of settled in.
Prices are crazy.
Yeah, they raised MSRPs, and that's...
Yeah, we used to get Blanton's for what, $69, and now it's $100.
Realistically, $79. There were some places local. $79.85 is kind of where it was at, but now it's There's some places that are back down to $89, but they did raise the price of Blanton's, so it's not like it's still selling for over MSRP. They raised the MSRP, so it's like,
no, I know, it's just bullshit.
Where did you hear? Where did you hear about Westward? Well, I kind of have an inside track, Colby, with a guy that does a lot of stuff with Westward, Colby, and he heard it directly from the people at Westward. Colby, it's Colby. Colby is my. If you didn't catch that, Colby is my inside track. He talked directly to Westward, and they said they're actually officially out of bankruptcy, which is great news. By the way, we do have the first ever Westward hazmat. So a Westward single malt, 140 proof release coming to Bond and Bottle Shop thanks to Colby. That's going to be a banger. That's going to be wild. Can't wait. I can't wait to try that just for the sake of trying it.
If I buy a bottle,
yeah,
can I get some Voodoo Donuts sent with it?
Colby, well, if you buy 6
they're
bottles,
kind of right next door, if I remember correctly, or at least close enough.
Close enough.
We walk to it.
Colby has demonstrated. If you buy a case of his bottles, he will drive them to you with the donuts.
Yeah.
That's not
he
even
has done that.
That's not even a joke. True story. We actually bought out, when we first met Colby, we bought out what was left of one of his picks. I think it was a case of them. We bought out what was left.
Yeah.
I was flying up to Spokane, not near Colby. Colby drove from the Seattle area down to Portland and then over to Spokane to bring me the bottles and then hung out with us and then drove home. That's 3 hours to Portland and 7 hours to Spokane and then 6.5 hours back to where he lives at. Lunatic. You can't stop the man. He's wild. It was a good time. It was a great time. We went to Purgatory in Spokane.
Yeah, we went to that good Irish pub.
Great Irish pub. Yeah, weird places for good Irish pubs and good whiskey bars. So You have to buy a dozen to get the donuts. I think that's fair. Baker's dozen, 13 bottles.
Well, baker dozen.
Makes
Just
sense.
bring,
One
yeah.
donut. We'll just put the donut around the neck of the bottle and just bring them to us that way.
No. If I'm gonna buy a dozen, I want a dozen donuts.
Okay,
You know,
that makes sense.
hand in hand.
I'm good with that. I think that makes. Oh, Lars is from Spokane. Hey Lars, sorry about that.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. My family all lives in Spokane. I like Spokane. Spokane's coming up and coming.
Downtown's a little crazy.
Invest now.
I'm not gonna lie. We stayed downtown and it was a little nutty there, but
So okay. So let's do that. Let's do this last thing. I do want to say before we go, please make sure that you hit the thumbs up on the live. We're still trying to get this bad boy to YouTube to disseminate this thing out there. I think we're competing with those other guys is tough. He's got a big following and whatever.
especially when Colby's pushing everybody to go over there.
Yeah, thanks, Colby. Thanks for that. What's your favorite Irish distillery? Middleton, for sure, for show. I love Jameson, Middleton, Spots, all of that. Love it. I love Irish whiskey though.
Did you see William's comment?
Does Mixer do single barrel picks? Someone in the comments answered that. I don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen a Mixer single barrel pick. No, I don't think so.
They do their like special. What were they called? When we
pour
were
your
there and
own?
the guys went and it was like the special releases or something.
The Fort Nelsons. Yeah. Fort Nelsons, which is technically a single barrel. But no, I don't think that I've never seen one. They do know. Currently is in Seattle. Any feedback on Westland Distillery? P. Cruz, is that Paul P? Yeah, you should go check out. You should definitely go check out Westland, and I think Woodinville is in the area too. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm taller. We like you better. You're definitely taller. In that picture we took together, you stand on tiptoes. I'm just saying. Mick just does not do picks. Yeah, I didn't think so. They do single barrels, but not picks. There's your answer. But sometimes, I always say that with hesitation because sometimes there's some crazy one-off thing that happened that the guys know about. I appreciate you guys all piping up in the comments. So here's what I got for you. It is the forehead. It's absolutely the power of the four.
Well, that's at least 5 inches.
5. Whoa, it's bigger than that. You mean the...
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'd say if Mictor starts doing single barrel picks, then we have a crash issue. That's definitely a crash. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to give you guys. We're gonna go to the window pick here. Let's see. Hold on, let me pull this bad boy up. I'm gonna be very brave here and try something new. Boom. Okay. So I recently reduced, and some of you guys are not gonna care about this because you can easily access Ego Rare. But let me tell you this before I tell you what I got going for you guys, real quick. There are places in the country that you can cannot get Eagle Rare, but if you do get Eagle Rare, it's very expensive still, which I think is ridiculous. It's still one of my favorite bottles. I love it a lot. We always have it on the shop, and I have pressed the price down as I have been able to. It's gotten cheaper. I think it was $79 when we first started carrying it. I just dropped it to $59.
Damn.
Right. But for the people watching this live through the weekend.
Are we going to owe money for this?
Probably.
Great.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
Awesome.
I am going to give you guys a code to be able to use to get Eagle Rare for $49.99. Look at this! I wish I had your face on the screen. so that's exactly right. Caleb is nailing it. MBCA baby, make bourbon cheap again. We're gonna make bourbon cheap again right now. I'm gonna give you guys a code to be able to go to bondabottleshop.com and get an Eagle Rare, Eagle Rares for $49. So you can
Wait,
save
is there a
$59.
limit on this?
No, you guys can go ham. Time limit. There's a time limit. Well, it's not going to be that much. There's only a few people here. So here's your thing.
I mean, they're basically free.
This is my checkout. There's our address.
Oh, dang. Roscoe got you.
What?
Got one for $27.
So listen, you guys. Roscoe, chut it.
Oh, he said back in the day.
Back in the day. So
still,
I will.
Maybe it was a while ago.
I will tell you guys something. I will tell you guys something. It is possible to get Eagle Rare for cheaper than $49. It's just not as easy as it used to be. And even around here where we have easy access to it, It doesn't happen that often. It used to happen.
No.
It used to happen
What is it at now? 79, 89?
around here. It's probably 65 is kind of what it's come down.
Oh, I
It
saw
was
it at
79. It
79.
was
Yeah.
79. It's probably more like 65. That's why I got it priced at 59.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I will give you guys the code here in a minute. Do we have 12 year? I do not have 12 year yet, Willem 6. I'm trying to work on it, man. 12 year has been a little bit tough.
William says it's $36 here, but then we have the stupid Washington tax. So that bumps it up to like,
Yeah, they got you. They got you. Listen, here's what I figured. I figured there's going to be some people watching this live or watching the playback that are going to appreciate being able to get this because they can't get it for that price there, where they're at, and or they can't get it at all, which is a possibility.
Where is it for $42? Where's Scrock at?
Well, we can get it every week here. Listen, Scrock, I love you, bro, but shut it. I want you guys to understand something that in doing this, I get a lot of people that talk to me from all over the country. You're back on the camera there, bub.
No, I get it. I'm legitimately asking where is it that it's that cheap? Because around here we can't even get it for that. And usually California is pretty good.
Yeah. So Roscoe said he's in Kentucky to get $49. Scrock, where are you at? Put your location in there so that people know. Yeah, I just. So here in California, we can get it for that price. You can find it for the price that I'm offering it for you guys for. My thought process was as much as I talk about it, and I get feedback a lot from people online, and I'd say for about 60% of the country, they either can't get it at all or it's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, well, this is going to be fun for some people to be able to do this. Scrock's in Virginia.
Oh, nice. Wow. Oh, wait, Virginia is that place that has that weird personal property tax thing that I just watched the video about. Sorry,
personal property. We're not going to get into it. We're not going to get into it.
I just watched the video of this girl bitching about her personal property tax that she gets a bill for at the end of the year every year. I'm like, what? You have to pay that like ongoing? Apparently, it's a thing.
There's tax.
Okay, I'm off my soapbox.
Taxation without representation, folks. Voting matters. Cruz says, "I will part of Northern California, and we're in Sacramento." Yes. Scrock said yes. Here in the Sacramento, Northern California area, Eagle Rare, I would say it's safe to say it's a shelfer again.
Yeah, but like $70.
It's not consistently $50. It varies a ton, and most of the prices are in the 60s. Texas has got good prices. Ohio's got good prices. Virginia's got good prices. Apparently, I didn't know that. Some places they drop. See, Scrock saying we get them every 6 months. No,
bills. He's talking about that bill.
The bills.
Yeah, because she said it could be twice a year or once a year. She gets hers once a year, but.
Yeah, see, Sean says $49 in Ohio. I'm trying hard to keep us on track here. I wish Birbo was here. That's some good juice. Sean says $49 in Ohio if you can wait in line before open on drop day. And I will tell you guys, if you buy it on the Bond and Bottle shop for the $49.99, I'm going to give you the code. Joyce, I saw you. I'm going to give you the code. If you just buy it yourself and you ship it, the price isn't that great. My thought was either you can't get it and now you can get it for $49 and so the shipping's not that big a deal, or you just, when you're buying something else with all the things we got going on, just throw it in there. Yeah, throw it in there and get the thing. So the code is Eagle10. So EAGLE 10. I'm assuming you guys know how to spell Eagle if you want Eagle Rare. If not, it's on the listing.
Are you sure you're spelling it correctly? Because you're not the best speller.
I'm sure. I'm looking at it on my screen.
Okay.
I'm reading it. When you go to bondandbottleshop.com, you find Eagle Rare 10. You guys, please be careful. There is a 700 milliliter and a 750 milliliter. I'm talking about the 750. Okay, the 700 is $55 anyway, but the discount code won't work. The 750 is $59.99. Eagle 10 will get you $10 off. It's $49.99. Mm-hmm. So you throw it in there. Have some fun. If you can't get Eagle Rare, you guys tell somebody. If you know somebody that's in an area that can't get Eagle Rare, I'm hoping people watch this replay and see it. I'm not going to post that discount code anywhere else. It's just going to be for the people that watch the live.
Sean says can't get it in Maryland.
Well, there you go, Sean. Now you can get it. When you buy something else, it's through the weekend. I put the code on through Sunday midnight. So you guys have a little bit of time if you want to kind of do a little shopping, do a little looking.
We ship to Maryland, yeah?
We ship to Maryland.
Okay.
Yes, we do. Eagle Rare is allocated but generally available. Yeah, see, Eagle Rare is allocated but generally available for $40.95. Ohio is state controlled. I don't even know what the MSRP of Eagle Rare is anymore.
It used to be like cheap.
We used to get it for about $40.
Yeah.
The 35.
Yeah.
I remember getting it a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not
Mm.
that anymore. I mean, there are some instances that are. These are always fun conversations because if you
It's
everybody's
crazy how
different.
much it varies all over the nation. You know what I
Three
mean?
tier system, 3 tier system. Texas has a
It's
four
just,
tier
I
system.
know, it
It's
sucks.
ridiculous. It's absolutely nuts. And I was actually talking. I'll tell you a little interesting thing here, and then we'll
Everybody
wrap it
wants
up.
their piece of the pie.
Yes, it is. So I'll tell you this little tidbit that I actually an interesting story. I ran into somebody. So I was talking to somebody. He is a exchange student from China, and he was here and he was buying
Mm.
something for himself, a very expensive item. And his father obviously does really well. And I was asking him, "What's your dad do?" He's in alcohol. I'm in alcohol. Well, what do you do in alcohol? Well, we do retail. Oh, my dad does retail too, and distribution and production. I'm like, what? I'm like, in America, you can't do all three. You have different people for each three. In China, you can do all three the same person. Imagine. He said, there are benefits to communism.
I was gonna say, isn't that a communist country?
He literally said, there are benefits to communism. Like, I bet your dad just wire transferred you a bunch of money for a very expensive item. I guess there is, because I would not be doing that if WBJ went over to China to be exchanged student. I wouldn't be wire transferring him a bunch of money for an expensive purchase. So,
Dang.
yikes. Yeah, Texas is technically a
Michael,
four-tier
four
system.
tier. Well, everything's bigger in Texas.
That's correct. Everything is bigger in Texas. Yeah, as far as I know, Texas is the only state with 4 tiers. Everybody else uses a 3-tier system: producer, distributor,
So I'm
retailer.
sorry. So it's what? It's producer in
Distributor,
Texas, distributor, and
yeah,
then what?
retailer. But they have a tax board that goes in between distributor and retailer. That's why they have tax stamps.
Oh,
So the state kind of gets in there.
mm-hmm. Of
Yep,
course they do.
William is right about. Well, what did he buy? I guess it doesn't matter. He bought a Audi RS7.
Mm.
Big dollar purchase.
Mm.
See, exchange students, they got some cash.
How old was this kid?
You don't want to know. Early 20s. Yeah, brutal.
Yikes.
Well, listen, I'll take a little something. I'll give you guys a little bit of I'll give you guys a little bit of world knowledge. Yeah, if your parents are sending you from China to UC Davis to go to school, you got money.
Mm.
The poor Chinese people don't do that. These
Yeah.
kids are all rolling. We deal with them quite a bit. Oh, Kansas has 4 tiers. Nice, Raleigh. Same as Texas. Is it the same 4 tiers as Texas, with the state getting in there for the tax stamps? I'm assuming it is. Geronimo is claiming $43 as MSRP. Did you look that up, Geronimo, or are we guessing? I think you're probably right. It's mid 40s. Okay, so guys, listen. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wrap this up. Anything else? Any other thoughts there, Mrs. Whiskey Bonded? On you didn't have a trade. Any thoughts on
I got nothing.
nothing? You got nothing. Just blank and just enjoying your pour.
Yeah,
of
I'm just
Garrison Brothers and cherry
mm.
juice. Fantastic. So, liquor stores to restaurants. Yeah, there are states where the restaurants have to buy from the liquor stores.
Oh.
That's interesting. That does make for a 4-tier, doesn't it? That sucks, by the way. Restaurants can't buy here in California. They buy directly,
Yeah.
which also sucks because they get all the good stuff.
Well, you can't have it both ways, Conrad. Pick a
know.
lane.
You can't win for losing. Sean, Sean, you can't get the 13th Colony Cast Strength Rye with the Eagle Rare, and I'll tell you why. We have stopped being able to combine ship stuff that comes out of Texas. So I've had to separate everything, unfortunately, guys, because here's the problem we come up with. I can either ship everything out of California, and we don't get things like Old Dominic and 13th Colony and some of these cool picks we've been getting, or I can separate them. So I separated them. We're trying to add some things from Texas. The Texas selection is really, really limited to things you can get just out of Texas. So the reason we don't combine shipping is because I eat that. If you ship a bottle of Eagle Rare and a bottle of 13th Colony, I eat the shipping on one bottle, and that gets really expensive. And we lost a bunch of money 1 month, and so I had to stop doing that. Listen, I want bourbon to be cheap again, but I don't want to pay for it all for all of y'all. I don't have it like that. Otherwise, the background here would be much more impressive. You can see in the wide view, it's movie magic. For the shorts, it's movie magic. It looks like it's a whole wall of bourbon. It
absolutely is, because everybody that's been to our home is like, what?
You can kind of tell in this video shot because you can see like more of the room, but in the shorts, it's beep. It's just it all fits in there. It looks like I'm sitting in front of my kingdom of wild whiskey shelves. Yeah,
it's all smoke and mirrors.
It is all smoke and mirrors. Ooh, William, if you want to combine something with the 13th Colony Cast Strength, this is actually the 6-year, but we do have the new 7-year. Wait, that's out of California. Fuck.
Nah.
Damn it. We do have some Old Dominic and some JT Melick. The JT Conrad subsidies. Can't afford to subsidize everything. Yes. So
What about some
it's
still
hard.
Austin?
Still Austin.
Yeah.
Austin. Old Dom. I think the JT Melick stuff, 13th Colony stuff. There's still the Blackwood is still there. We sold out of the copper and cast. There's still some bent stuff there. We're trying to add some things, you guys. I'm trying to come up with more Texas options. We do have some really good stuff coming, including that short barrel, that Ozzy Tyler short barrel. A few other things. We got some other really good stuff going too, including a Detling. We're dropping the Detling soon. So you guys, that's one thing. Shoot, I keep forgetting to talk about that. You guys, sometime before the end of the month, we're going to drop a Detling cast strength bourbon in the store. It's going to be, I'm excited because we've never had Detling. I don't own any Detling. They're super hard to get. Really, really something special. That one's going to go out of Texas. You'll be able to combine ship that out of Texas. That's probably inside the next week and a half that we're going to have those.
Any Milliman Green?
We do not have any Milliman Green. That might be a good one to look at adding. Remind me of that, would you? We'll see what we can do to add some Milliman Green. I need to find some way to separate better. I try to make notes on it, you guys. We're looking at ways to rebuild the site to make it a little easier to deal with. I don't know if a Texas, California thing. I don't know. It's really difficult. The rules are so stupid, and the segmentation is so tough.
Make a separate Texas pool.
Yeah, that's one of the options we've talked about. Is actually making a tile for the Texas items. So we'll see.
Because
Gorgonzola.
You know how we have Irish and stuff, so you can make a Texas whiskey.
Yeah, we may have to. Well, but it's the thing is, we do. I do, Mr. Gorgonzola. Sorry, buddy. From now on, you're gonna be known as that. I appreciate it, though. I'm gonna recognize you every time you pop up.
By the way, I love Gorgonzola cheese. So
it's just as a side note, it's bondedbottleshop.com.
I'm just saying it's not a dig.
No, it's not a dig. It still looks like it says Gorgonzola.
It just means Conrad can't read.
Gonzalo, Mr. Gonzalo, Mr. Gonzalo 05, the Mr. Gonzalo 05. That's why I have 7 bottles of Kitsap Still Austin. I had a bottle or two every time I buy a Texas bottle. Yeah, you guys, I'm trying to add more stuff. The selection out of the Texas warehouse is really limited anyway. And we've really just used it to try and get our hands on things we can't get. 13th Colony, you just can't get it. When we had the Malik, Old Dom, we just couldn't get these things. The Detling, there's no way for us to get the Detling in California. There's no way to do it. So we have to do things out of Texas.
I think we just make a Texas tile for all the Texas whiskey to be encompassed.
Like straight out of Texas or something.
Yeah.
And we'll just put that. That's a good idea. We should do that.
We'll do that.
Okay. Well, you guys, listen. I appreciate you guys all being here. Please don't forget the code is Eagle10. We will. Mike's reminding me. Hey, Conrad, that's my joke, Mike. I do that to Joanne all the time. Remember to check on My Lemon Green for the Bonded Bottle Shop. He's reminding me. You guys, please follow on Instagram and YouTube to make sure that you're staying up on the alerts and everything that we got going on. If you are not a patron, think about becoming a patron. Even if you are a free patron, I'm telling you, there is so much stuff. There's Henry Hickey, our winner, our newsletter winner, popping in real quick.
Henry did not win the newsletter. What are you talking about?
I thought it was Henry Hickey.
No, it was Ken Piss.
Oh, Henry won something.
Piss something.
Oh, that's right. Henry won something.
Ken P.
Oh, he won the Henry won the Wild Turkey.
Henry was with the not emoji but spelling out.
That's correct.
Emoji turkey. Yes.
What's up, Henry?
Yes,
yes.
Yes.
So please, you guys make sure that you are following every place that you can. I think the Patreon is the best way to go because we have so much stuff getting ready to pop between now and the end of the year and some great single barrels. We are working on some new single barrel planning for the spring. Those will obviously include patrons. There's just a lot of really good stuff happening right now that you're gonna want to be a part of. Gonna go walk. Hey, time to go walk the dog. See y'all in a second.
Actually, Michael, I already did that earlier, so he wouldn't have to do it.
I'm just gonna clean up, let my voice rest for a second, then I'll jump in and join you guys. Okay, you guys, listen. If you are a patron, head over to the Discord for the live chat shenanigans. Otherwise, we'll see you back. Wait a minute. Are we gonna be here next Wednesday?
Why wouldn't we? be.
There's a Wednesday. We're missing. Anyway, we'll probably see you back. I thought it was a Wednesday. I was going to miss because something we had on the schedule. Anyway, we'll see you probably next Wednesday.
I don't know.
6:30 Pacific time. We're on the West Coast. We'll see you guys back here. We've got to start getting some guests on. I've had a lot of requests. I'm talking about maybe having Dr. Pat on. We got to start getting some guests on. I think we're good. I think we got the technology ironed out. We haven't had a sound or camera problem in
Yeah.
a
Better
month.
knock on wood.
In a month. Thanks you guys for showing up. Please make sure to share this with somebody, to tell somebody. It's still not getting a lot of traction on this thing, but it's a lot of fun. So, all right, you guys. Thank you. We'll see you back here next week. Patrons, we'll see you in the Discord.
Bye.
Bye.